Hello, man. This is Red Pill Mystic. I'm back at it with another video. Now, tonight's video is most of your addictions are mental. Now, what I mean by this is a lot of you men have addictions that you can't shake. Things about yourself, vices you have that you wish you could get rid of. And you have urges to continue pursuing them. Let's say you have fuck it, I'll use myself as an example, right? I used to have a very bad sort of junk food addiction, and I realized the reason why I was eating wasn't even because the junk food was that good. It's really not that good, but it took away the pain of the loneliness I felt, right? From not having a family, not having any relatives. Um, I have friends, but I know that they really aren't shit, and I don't really trust them. And you already know that you can't really trust women out here. So as men, we are pretty much all alone in this world. We really don't have anyone. It's just ourselves, No matter who we're with, we're pretty much alone. So the pain of that reality, before I found other methods of coping with it and sort of getting past it, I would just eat that pain away, junk food, smoked dope, whatever. And when I would try to go without that food or certain, other activities, it was really my mind that would go crazy, not my body. And sometimes the mind would trick the body into thinking that it was a physical craving, but it was really mental. And once I found how to make peace mentally, those cravings went down 90 to 95%, to a point where I could totally live without consuming what was bad for me. Now, certain things in life are physical addictions, and I'll make a distinction, right? So, most of your habits are alcohol, drugs, food. Now, unless you have a hardcore drug addiction like heroin, your addictions are most likely mental. If you have a porn addiction, if you have a sex addiction, a lot of these things are mental. You're lacking something mentally that you haven't received, most likely in childhood, and you're coping with it by having this physical sort of desire. It's funny. I have friends who sell crack, right? I have friends who sell all kinds of drugs. And I was talking to this crackhead the other day because I was just fascinated by him. So I'm like, hey man, what is it about this crack that is so addictive to you? What is it that you love about it so much? And he's like, look, man, I can quit crack anytime I want. Crack is a mental addiction, right? He's like, he does it because it gets him away from things he's thinking about. He says now heroin, on the other hand, because he also does heroin, he's like, that shit I cannot live without. Heroin, he's like, I'll go through physical withdrawal symptoms. I'll go crazy without heroin. He's like, that's some powerful shit. But he's like, crack, you can take it or leave it. It's not addictive the way you think it is. It's all a mind game. He said, if you can get over it mentally, you can go without it. And that really applies to most of the things that men are addicted to. If a lot of men who are addicted to sex, a lot of that actually stems from having mommy issues, and you're looking for that in a woman, right? So when you learn how to solve the mental problem you have, the vices you have, most of them will go away. Now, like I said, unless you have a hardcore drug addiction like heroin, something crazy that's really physical, taking a toll on you, almost everything, every vice you have can be taken away, and it's literally like a light switch. It's just a matter of flipping that switch in your mind to solve or to make peace with um that flaw in you that's making you feel like you have to cope with your habits or your addictions, right? For the most part. So if that's something you're interested in, if maybe you have an alcohol addiction or a junk food addiction or a porn addiction or a sex addiction, that's something I can very easily help you with. Now, in my program, I'm going to dive deep into how to solve these problems because it's really as simple as just hearing what you need to hear to make peace with your situation. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and say once you make peace with it, it's going to be as good as if you had what you wanted initially. It's not. Nothing will ever be as great as, having a dad if you didn't have a dad, or having a family if you didn't have one, or, you know, being able to walk if you're in a wheelchair. But I can show you how to make peace with your situation so that you never think about it ever again, really. You're going to just make peace and be able to move on with life. And it's going to be, it's going to be fine, I can give you that much. It's going to be fine. That's the best you're going to get. Um, but it's still a hell of a lot better than, every second of every day just being sheer torture because your vices own you as a person. So that's really just the message of this video, is that most of your addictions are mental. And once you make peace with that flaw in you, and it's almost a tragedy how easy it is. It's literally just like flipping a light switch, It's really that simple. So yeah, if that's something you're interested in solving, definitely click the link below, reserve the copy of my program, My Road to Power. I'm going to be breaking that stuff down. That's just, I'm really interested in, working towards the healing process. I'm not one of these red pill creators that's just going to bitch about women. I'm trying to make us as men actually heal, so that whatever we do moving forward, we actually feel like at least we got to live, at least we weren't just knowing the truth and then dying miserably with it. So that's that.